Hi there. I know two posts in 2 days or something. Pretty unusual for me. And this one I didn't intend to do today. Today is, I believe, let me look up, March 11th. It is a Thursday. And I didn't intend to put a Facebook video up today. There's no joke at the end of it. And I won't regret doing it because I think somebody has to do it, and it seems like almost no one is. And I'll tell you what I'm talking about. One of my kids, my older son, who doesn't have any children, will from time to time call my attention to things that he knows that I will find disturbing, interesting, noteworthy, whatever. And I was aware of this to some degree, but not, and I'm still not aware of it the way we probably all should be. And what I'm getting at here is what your kids and your grandkids are listening to, music wise. You may hear what they're listening to, and you may see the person and think, well, a little over the top, but she's cute, and she was a Disney kid. I'm speaking in this case in particular about Ariana Grande and Cardi B. Now, I think Grande was a Disney kid. I know Britney Spears was a Disney kid. Miley Cyrus was a Disney kid, and look how she turned out. Her stuff's pretty filthy, too. Now let me, before I start this, let me make something clear, very clear to you. I'm not a minister. I'm not a prude. I'm a guy who likes to tell jokes that go right up to the edge, but do them without any dirty words. The implication is there, but you can do it without being filthy. And I'm not a goody good by any means. I like a good dirty joke. I'm an adult, though. What I don't like is that so many of you, I'm going to bet, have no idea what the lyrics are to the best selling music that your kids are paying for, probably with your money on your credit card. Cardi B has a song called WAP. It's a giant hit. The WAP stands for wet ass P word for, her part. Yeah. Think of it and say the word in your head. Wet ass, That's a song. But those lyrics are the least of it. It's F word everywhere. These songs have the N word. Talking about multiple N words. Come have sex with me. Enticing, inviting, encouraging men to use them. I don't know. I'm confused about so many things now. A guy can lose his job over something just innocuous. He didn't mean to offend anybody, yet you're done. Andrew Cuomo, the governor, he's in trouble now. He groped a couple of women, supposedly, and did some inappropriate thing. Oh, end of the world. Yet we allow, I don't know how to stop it. We allow these multi-platinum selling multi-millionaire artists to feed our kids this disgusting filth. Ariana Grande has a song called 34 plus 35. If you total it up, it means it's 69. I know. 69, yeah. Beavis and Butthead. And it's exactly what you think the 69 is a reference to. It is loaded. I looked up the lyrics. I was going to print them out and read them to you and just say P word, C word, MF, but it would lose something. Here's what I want you to do. I want you, if you have kids or grandkids, and by the way, my son is right. He said to me in a text, he said, Dad, any 12-year-old has access to YouTube, Google, and that's all you need. If you Google, and do this, Google this, lyrics to WAP. You don't even have to put by Cardi B. Google it. Read the lyrics. That's the song. I've heard the song. I've heard Ariana Grande's song, 34 plus 35. Google that too. Lyrics, just Google lyrics to 34 plus 35. You're probably going to be stunned at what you read and what you hear if you listen to the song. What's interesting is in the music, they kind of bury the really nasty, filthy words with that auto-tune, that crap where you really can't quite understand it, but I guess they like that, what sounds to me like same rhythm that all these rap hip-hop type songs have. They get caught up in that. And the parents, I'm sure, hear it in the background and think, oh, well, it's not my kind of music. But I can see where they enjoy it. What you can't hear or understand in most cases is the lyrics. And these are lyrics that are encouraging. Let's just go with the two songs I mentioned, encouraging girls to give it up, put out. If you want to ride in a Bentley, spread them, lie down, give it up, do positions that. Look, again, I know this comes off as me trying to seem like some holier than thou. I'm not. I guess I'm just in complete disbelief that no one in power, no one with any real authority, no one in Congress, no one seems to think this is dangerous. You know, if a man stares at a woman's cleavage too long, he could lose his job, yet it's okay for these artists to encourage girls to be little whores. I don't get it. Why is one so wrong? And, oh, that's a sexist and you're making sex. Yet these women are making themselves sex objects. Look at their videos. Go on YouTube and type in the little search magnifying glass, type in Cardi B WAP. Watch the video. Watch Ariana Grande's 34 plus 35 video. They are blatantly showing these girls how to dress, how to bend over, how to shake, how to show their bodies, how to be sex objects. So we need to make up our minds. Do we want that to be okay, or do we not want it to be okay? Hey, I love sex. I like women. I like cleavage. I like to see naked. I'm an adult. And I'll only see that if a woman wants me to see it. Okay? There's a difference. And I don't even know how to end this or where to continue going with this. We also seem to be okay with the feminization of men and the emasculating men. Let's not be too manly, too macho, but it's okay to be too whore-like if you're a woman. In China, they've decided that they're starting to get concerned about the femininity of a lot of the Asian men. So they're doing everything they can to remasculate the men, to bring the machismo back. What is so wrong with a guy being a guy, liking to look at women or try to see cleavage or fantasize about boobs? What's so wrong with that? What's wrong with a girl wanting to be with a boy? We now think that we have to be okay with. Do I think, by the way, that some people are trapped in the wrong body? Absolutely, I do. I do believe there are kids And the reason the boy plays with dolls and wears dresses is he's wired differently. He has one set of parts, but up here it's different. I believe that. And it's not the kid's fault. But to encourage it, to make way for more of that, almost like we want even more. Are you sure you're a boy? Maybe you're not. Maybe you just think you're a boy. You sure you're a girl? It's crazy. If I weren't so old, I'd be really concerned. I am concerned, but there's nothing I can do about it. And that's the part that puzzles me, is that we have allowed over 20, 30, 40 years, very gradually, a handful of people to tell us what to do. Look at the cancel culture. Look at a Jeep now deciding, okay, we'll drop the name Cherokee. What are you, nuts? Drop it. Why? Because 3 people thought maybe Cherokee was offensive? Any people who are direct descendants or part of the Cherokee Nation, do they think it's offensive? And why? What is that saying about Cherokees that you named an adventurous, tough vehicle after them? Stupid. It's stupid. The Redskins thing. Okay. I get the Aunt Jemima deal. I do. She was dressed in the thing on her head, kind of looked like Mammy or something from Gone with the Wind. All right. But we don't want 5 or 6 Dr. Seuss books to be in the libraries anymore or in the schools, yet we allow this garbage, this filth, to be downloaded by our kids. Nobody says anything. They don't say anything because they're not aware of it. They don't know. Let me tell a story again that I told on the air when I had a show. You know, I'm unemployed. When my older son was 16, and he won't mind that I tell this story, I think he's a better person for it. When he was 16 or 17, he had a car, which was really my car. And it was a stick shift Mitsubishi Eclipse, I believe. And one day I went out to the garage and I just thought, I'm going to start this car up and drive it around and see if he's taking care of it, see if it, runs okay. And I got in it and I started it, and there was a CD in the CD player. So when I started it, it came on. It was a rap song. The very first words weren't words they weren't sung, they were spoken words to start the song. And the song started with a black male voice saying, "Hey bitch, suck my D word." And then the music started. I ejected that CD as fast as I could. I walked in the house with it, and I called my son down from upstairs, and I said, "This was in your CD player." And I had a hammer in my hand that I brought in from the garage. And I put it down, and I smashed it into about 8 million pieces. And I said, "Now go get me every other CD with language like that. And don't hold back. Don't hide in it, because if I find out that you did, you lose the car." So he went and he got me a big stack of this rap stuff with, I guess, equally filthy lyrics, and I smashed them all. And then when I finished, he said, "Dad, those weren't mine. They belonged to a friend of mine." I said, "Well, you have to tell your friend that your dad smashed his CDs. He could deal with me." But I did it because I don't think that's the kind of stuff that you should be listening to now. Probably ever, but when you're 21, you do whatever you want. But at 16, in my car? I said, what if your mom, in an emergency, had to take your car, and your mom gets in the car and starts it and hears, "Hey, bitch, suck my..." How would you have liked that? And that kind of got his attention. I said, it could have happened, but it didn't. I got in the car. So the worst that happens is you lost your buddy's CDs, and if he wants to charge you or make you pay, you'll just have to work some overtime, because he had a job. He was a dishwasher and cook, and I said, pay him back for CDs. But not in my house and not in my car. Now, not everybody would do that. Not everybody, I guess, thinks that's necessary. I do. I think it's very necessary. I I'm encouraging you. Here's what I'm going to ask you to do. If you have kids or grandkids, ask them who their favorite artists are. And I don't know all the names. Unfortunately, there are lots of them who put out this garbage, this message that if you want to succeed and have cash and cars and women or men, you better whore yourself out and be despicable and whatever. That's the message. So ask your kids or grandkids, what do you listen to? And then, hey, okay. And then when you're away from them, go Google. Say, what's your favorite song by that person? If they say Cardi B or Ariana Grande or any of these hip-hop rap, make a note of it, remember it, and go look it up. You're not going to believe it. This is a free country, and I get that. And this morning I was wondering, well, what's the difference between, why is it that Governor Cuomo, or name it, any number of usually men, lose their jobs and have their reputations ruined because they touched a breast or something, yet these people not only don't lose their jobs, they become bigger and bigger stars and richer, and they're on the Grammys. And I think the difference is this. The true sexual harassment is unwanted. And we're not tolerating that. Ooh, you do something a woman doesn't want, you're in trouble. But filthy lyrics are not unwanted. Kids love them. All kids love things they're not supposed to love. Underage kids like to drink because they know they're not supposed to. They smoke pot, they're not supposed to. They curse when they can. And okay, that's just being a kid. So that's the difference, I guess. But you can't tell me that lawmakers, there has to be a way to call out these dirtbags, these filthy people. And there's a lot of money in filth. A lot of money. Look at the lifestyles of some of these people. So we're sending mixed messages here. This is wrong and we won't tolerate it. Don't you ever do it again. In fact, you're fired. But this, we either don't know about it or we're just going to let it go because freedom of speech. Well, there are a lot of other things that are not acceptable in their speech, like Nazi, white supremacist, skinheads. That stuff's, I think that stuff gets yanked right off social media. What's the difference? What's the difference between putting that in people's heads and putting in the heads of young girls that not only is it okay to sleep with 8,000 guys, it's the way to get what you want. And that's the message in these songs. So I will probably regret doing this. I'm not going to read your backlash negative post. Oh, come on, Frank, it's 2021. Shut up. That right there is the problem. Oh, kids will be kids. Yeah. I remember the day that I went on the air and I was going on. I said something to the effect that I think one of the worst things that ever happened to young people, it started with young black males, was rap and hip hop music, and not the Run DMC, the original, but I mean what it became. I think it's one of the worst things that ever happened because it fills people's heads with hate for the police, hate for women. And I call it hate for women when all you're singing about is doing them and they should roll over and give it up. So it fills their heads with that. And for some reason, that's okay. I don't get it. So I won't pay much attention to or any attention to your negative comments, because if you disagree with me, and you have that right, Man, do I feel sorry for your kids. They're going to grow up with no sense of morality or direction or what's right or what's wrong or class. We've lost class. We just have. We've lost decorum, etiquette, consideration, respect. I go out places, not like most people. I don't go out that much, but when I do, I can't believe how hey, you MFer. It's just thrown around in public in front of families and kids like it's just no big deal. Maybe it isn't a big deal. Maybe I'm way off base here. So that's all. Pay attention. Pay attention. Pulled up those lyrics. You go back this up, and you'll hear the name of the artists and the songs. I want you to read the lyrics, and you decide if you think that's okay. And if you have a 13-year-old daughter, son, whatever, and you think it's okay, man, I feel sorry for you. I think you are a misguided. You should not be a parent or a grandparent. I really believe that. But there's no law that says who can or can't have kids, is there? And I'm not the perfect parent, perfect husband, perfect person. And I'm a little too far the other direction, and I know why, because I was brought up in the South, and my kids, the entire time they grew up, never heard me use a single curse word. And that's not to say that's the way everybody should live. I have no problem with people cursing. I think some cursing's funny. I'll tell a joke with a curse word, and so I'm not squeaky clean. I'll repeat somebody, but I've never once, hit my thumb and went, oh, mother. I don't do that. I just never did, and it's part of it's because I was raised in such a strict household. My goodness, there was never a drop of alcohol, not a curse word to be heard. Go to church all the time. I think that's a bit extreme. I think that's too far the other way. But this is ridiculous. So check it out. I'll watch what I just did here, and maybe I'll post it. Well, if you're watching it, then you know I posted it. I may have to take it down. But I really don't care if somebody disagrees with me. You have that right. Get your own platform. Get your own Facebook thing. Go on social media and defend that music. Go ahead. You have that right. It's America for a while. It's the America that I grew up in for a while. Thank you.